Hi and good morning everyone. This is Parveen and today we are on the fifth session of this particular chapter, which is class 9 civics, chapter number 1, democracy in the contemporary world. Now when we talk about this particular chapter, in our 4 sessions or in our 4 videos of this particular chapter, we have seen that how democracy was there from 18th or from 17th century to till now, and how it has expanded over a period of time. We have taken 2 factual cases of Chile and Poland, where we have seen that first there was a democracy, then afterwards there was a military dictatorship, then again they restored the democracy. Like that, when we are talking about the democracy in the world, we have seen that there are many phases of democracy, in which we can say that people or countries have democracy, then again because of some reasons, maybe because of the political instability, maybe because of the economic instability, or maybe because of the lack of leadership, those democracies have been overthrown and it was a military dictatorship. Like when we talk about from 17th century, it has been seen that first in European nations there was an industrial revolution. Because of that industrial revolution, many European nations, especially France, England, Germany and Russia, all these countries wanted to expand their market, and they also want raw materials. So they attract towards the Asian countries and South Africa, or African countries we can talk about, South Africa. So when they went there, they have seen that those Asian countries and South Africa are very rich in minerals or very rich in raw materials. That is what they have decided. They decided to capture those countries, and they decided to make their colonies over there. Like India is under the rule of Britishers, England. So there are colonialism. They captured the Asian countries for the economic benefit, and this colonialism leads to many problems in world. And because of these colonies, there was a first world war between European nations, and after that we have dictatorship of Hitler, you can say, and dictatorship of other people in other countries. The best example is dictatorship of Hitler in Germany. And after dictatorship, again there was a second world war. And after second world war, people of different nations or people of a world realized that for peace, democracy is very compulsory. So the colonies which is under the control of European nation, they try to struggle, they try to fight with those nations or those colonies, so that they can gain freedom. The best example is Indian freedom struggle, Chinese freedom struggle, South Africa's freedom struggle. All these are the best example in which colonies struggle and put an effort to make themselves free from the rule of the Western or European nations. So this is a phase of a democracy, which we can see that first there was a democracy, then there was a military dictatorship. In between there is a First World War and Second World War. And after Second World War, when people realize that they need a freedom, they need a democracy, then again there is a restoration of democracy, and there is an expansion of democracy in the whole world. So in this particular video, we are going to see the phases of expansion of democracy. It has been divided in 3 parts. The beginning, from where democracy has been started in the world. Then end of colonies. The very and most important reason why democracy has been introduced in world was end of colonies. All the colonies or all the nations which is under the control of different Western countries, after getting freedom, after getting independence, they make themselves as a democratic country. And last one is recent phase. Means recently, what is the condition of democracy in the world, or what is the status of a democracy in the world. So let us start with the topic, that is phases in the expansion of democracy. First one is the beginning. When we talk about the beginning, as I have told you, when there was an industrial revolution in 18th century in Europe, especially in England. England is a mother of industrial revolution. After industrial revolution means there is an invention of machines. When there is an invention of machines, the production is increasing, and as production increases they require new market, and the European nations also required raw materials. That is why they attracted towards the Asian countries, and when they attracted towards the Asian countries, what they did, they tried to capture those countries for the economic benefit. So over here we can say that when we talk about the Western countries, French Revolution in 1978 inspired democracy in the whole world, or you can say that inspired democracy in Western countries where there is no democracy. See, in your history chapter, our history chapter, first chapter is French Revolution, and we have seen that particular topic in detail in that particular chapter. We have seen that in France there was a social inequality, and due to that social and economic inequality, French people, they started a revolution which is called as French Revolution to gain freedom from the king monarch. And as they got freedom from the king monarch, they make themselves as a democratic country. But because of some political instability, democracy has overthrown and there was a military dictatorship in France. But again, democracy was restored in France. So we can say that French Revolution is a very good or a very or you can say very or most important event in 1978, which inspired the democracy in different countries of the world. It is a good example. It has a great effect on the world politics. People think that like France, they also can gain freedom. They also can have a democracy. Or if any problem is there, they can again restore the democracy through the efforts. In 18th century, series of political events reduced power of monarchy and feudal lords. See, when we talk about the Asian countries or African countries, or you can say when we talk about the European nations, all these countries in the world, they are under the rule of king monarch, and either they are under the rule of feudal lords, especially in Western countries or European nations. Priests or popes are very important. Church is very important. That is called as feudal lords. They are the feudal lords, popes of church. They are called as feudal lords. King monarchy is there. Like in French Revolution, we have seen that people are struggling against people are fighting against the king monarch. That is Louis XVI on that time. So over here we can say that in 18th century, because of many different reasons, you can say there are different reasons or different political events. Like French Revolution is there. Like we have First World War, we have Second World War. These are all political events which affects or which result in the reducing power of king monarch and feudal lords. And as nations are struggling to remove themselves or to make themselves as free from the king monarch and feudal lords, after getting freedom, what they did, they started making themselves as a democratic nations. So these political events has great effect on world to be a democratic countries. We can take many examples, like as I have given you an example, American War of Independence in 1776. In American War of Independence, British colonies are there in America, or America want to gain freedom. When they started with their freedom struggle, it is called as American War of Independence. They got independence in 1787 from the British colonies. After getting independence, North America declared itself as a democratic nation. Or after getting democracy, many countries have got democracy after 18th century or in 18th century, and one very important concept has been introduced on that time, that is universal adult franchise. People get the right to vote. Democracy, the main aim of a democracy is that people have a right of freedom to choose their own government, to select their own government who can govern upon them. And it can be possible only when there was an elections. So elections have been conducted in many countries in 18th century. Universal adult franchise. Right to vote has given to all the citizens who cross 18 years of age. So this is a very important phase of democracy where people get freedom to choose their own government through universal adult franchise. So this is all about the 18th century or 17th century, from where democracy has started. Now, when we talk about second phase of democracy, that is end of colonies. In 18th century, as I have told you, there are many European colonies in Asia or in South Africa. And from the First World War only, those colonies are struggling for their independence. But after Second World War, those colonies got independence from the Western nations, and after getting independence, they make themselves as a democratic country. The best example is India. In 1947, we got freedom. We from 150 years we are under the rule of England. We are the colonies of England, and after a freedom struggle, we got an independence in 1947. After getting independence in 1951, we declare ourselves as a democratic country, or we make our own constitution. So over here we can say that end of colonies or end of colonialism has a great impact on expansion of democracy. Asian and African countries started struggling for independence. As I have told you, Second World War affects the colonies, because after the Second World War, European nations are economically and politically very weak. So it is very beneficial for the colonies of Asian countries and African countries who are having a struggle of independence. So by getting a chance, they make themselves free after Second World War. India, Ghana, China, South America from 1947 to 1957. These are the 10 years in which many colonies have got independence and they declare themselves as a democratic country. So from 1947 to 1957, we can say that it is a time period when democracy is expanded in the whole world. Most democratic nations became, after getting democracy, there are many democratic countries, like when we talk about Germany, or we can talk about France. All these democratic countries are there, Chile, all these democratic countries are there. After getting independence or after making themselves a democratic nation, democracy has a failure and military dictatorship was there. But again they restored the democracy. Now when we talk about the recent phases, from 1980 many democratic nations became communist. As I have told you, after 1980, many democratic countries are there, like Chile, or France or Germany. All these democratic nations, because of political reasons or because of economic reasons, democracy had overthrown and they become the either military power or either communist power. One of the best example is Soviet Union, Russia, where democracy is there, but after that democracy has been overthrown and communalism was there in Russia. But in 1989 again democracy was restored in Russia. In 1990 Nepal became constitutional monarch. Then in 1999 in Pakistan democracy was overthrown and General Pervez Musharraf brings the army rule in Pakistan. But after some times again democracy was restored. So by 2005 we can say that from 1978 to 2005 or till now, we can see that most of the countries in the world becomes a democratic country. That means there was an expansion of democracy from 1978 to 2005. I hope you have understand this particular topic. In next topic we will see international organizations who are related with democracy and who help democracy to expand in the world. Till then, thank you.